Hey everyone, while Charlie is brainstorming on what to do to grow this channel further in the next phase, I'm going to tell you about the DJI Romo P, the best navigator I have ever had in my home. Not one of the best, but the best. But a robot vacuum is not just brain on wheels, it is a box you unpack, a dog that sits in your house making noise, an app you open every day, and a thing that should clean your floors thoroughly. So this is the full story. And there are a lot of things that are truly great about this, but also a couple of things that annoyed me a little bit. Let us start where you will start, the box. And it is a big one. A lot of polystyrene and a lot of plastic. Inside, you get the robot, the base station, the mop pad holders with the pads already fitted, a main brush installed in the machine, and a spare one in the box. And those pads deserve a moment. Thick, fluffy, and squishy. Genuinely soft in your hand. Not the thin discs a lot of machines ship with. And then 2 detergent tanks, where DJI does something different. If you've owned a MOVA or a Dreame, you know the drill. Refillable tank, top it off with detergent suitable for robot vacuums. The Romo P does not work that way. These 2 are sealed cartridges. You peel the plastic seal off, slide them in, and when they are empty, you just buy new ones. It is clean and idiot-proof, but it also locks you into the DJI consumables and DJI pricing for as long as you own this machine. And now let's look at the design. This one is personal. You either love it or you don't. I love it. In robot vacuum terms, this is, in my opinion, the ultimate nerd machine. It looks like a spaceship riding over your floor, and they have been clever. It is transparent, but finished so well, you do not actually see the dustbin or the guts through it, so you don't see the dirty parts. The look of a transparent product without the mess of one. Hard trick, and they landed it. My wife does not like it. She thinks it looks too much like a gadget, which, in fairness, it does. But unfortunately for her, she is in a relationship with something who enjoys nerding out over exactly this sort of things. Maintenance, nobody films this part because it is boring, and with the DJI Romo P, it is almost suspiciously boring. I have used this thing daily, and I have not had to do a single thing to it. The dustbin still looks clean. There is a mesh screen in front of the HEPA filter, and that little detail does a lot of work. On a lot of machines, dust settles straight into the filter and slowly clogs it up. Here, the mesh catches it first. On the Dreame X50 Ultra Complete, a clogging filter caused me real suction, so I went looking for it here, but nothing happened. The dustbin looks suspiciously clean. One time I even wondered, did it vacuum anything up at all? But the results were on the floor, and also the hair tangles. None of it. Not in the main brush, not in the side brush. I have 3 ladies in my household with long hair, and I used this device a lot in the past 1.5 months, and I had 0 hair tangles. And the dock? There is a lot to like before I get into the negatives. It looks after the robot properly. It washes the machine, it washes the mop pads, dries them, has an antibacterial UV function, and empties the dust into the bag with a lot of power. Every convenience you should expect at this level, and it all works very well. And the mop pad washing is the most underrated thing about this machine. I have a benchmark for it with the Xiaomi Robot Vacuum 5 and even with the Dreame L50 Ultra AE with 100 degrees mop washing, the mopping quality dropped off. And after 2 weeks, I had to put the mop pads through the washing machine to get it back. Those ducts aren't getting the grime out of the fibers good enough. With the DJI Romo P, after 2 weeks, I never felt the urge once, and I was looking for it. Eventually, you can't get around dropping them in the washing machine, but after daily use, that point came after about 1.5 months. 2 limitations though. The clean water tank is relatively small, so set it to deep cleaning with 2 mopping passes, and the tank is as good as empty by the end of its run. And at this price, I did expect it to leave its mop pads behind in the base station, but it cannot. They stay on board the whole time. And now one of my complaints about this product. The base station is noisy, the washing cycle is loud, and it runs longer than the other devices I have used to. So it is not a quick burst. That probably explains the cleaning quality, but it comes with a downside. And it also makes a lot of noise while it dries the pads and when it runs the UV cleaning and dries the dust bag. It makes a clearly audible hum, and it keeps on going. Not loud enough to make you jump, but a constant, present, and always there in the background noise that is too loud to completely ignore. And here is the irony. The robot itself is fantastically quiet, as long as you keep the large particle boost off. One of the quietest machines I've ever had. And then it parks on a base station that hums at you for ages afterwards. It irritated me and my wife. And now the main reason why I like this machine so much. The obstacle avoidance. I ran the Romo P through a full obstacle course. There is a complete video in the link below. It does not bump its way around a room, it flows through it. It reads one in front of it and adjusts before it arrives, instead of discovering things by touching them or stopping, staring and thinking before it makes its move. Charlie did challenge this device a lot of times and it never failed. The only time it really touches something is with its mop pads. It can push an obstacle around when it's trying to clean around it with its mop pads. And then, the two measuring points I use on every machine. The chair with slanted legs is the hard one. Those angled legs leave a tight and awkward opening. The stool with straight legs is the easy one. Wide open gap, plenty of clearance. Almost every cautious robot I have tested refuses the slanted chair. The Romo P goes under it, cleans and comes back out of it without dragging the chair across the floor, which is more than I can say for a lot of high-end devices. But then it hesitates at the straight-legged stool, the easy one. I have tried all different things, placed it in the middle of the room, but I could not get it to clean under my stool with straight legs. But the slanted leg chair, it handled it like a pro. So it is not simply confident or cautious, it is confident exactly where it counts, then oddly hesitant in places I did not expect. In the obstacle video, I called this a nearly perfect navigation, and I stand behind that word nearly. Which brings me to my coffee table. In the obstacle video, I told you I could not get the Romo P underneath it. Since then, I have found the answer, and it's not a satisfying one. Switch smart obstacle avoidance off, and it goes under there without any hesitation at all. So, the clearance was never the problem, the caution was. But with it off, it also drives straight over the toys and everything else on the floor. So you choose a robot that sees your mess and skips your coffee table, or the one that cleans under the table and flattens the Lego figures on the way. A function they should add in the app in the future is the same function the high-end Dreamies and the high-end MOVAs have. You can set it to ignore a specific obstacle. On that place on the map, that specific obstacle will be ignored, but that's how I got the Dreame X50 Ultra complete and the MOVA Mobius 60 to clean under my coffee table without turning the AI obstacle features off. To get the DJI Romo P under my coffee table, I want to drop a passable threshold on a map under that table. To tell it, this one spot, it is fine. But I could not, because the app does not let you. I could not place a threshold in the app. If I place a threshold on the ground, it goes right over it. The threshold is around 2.2-2.3 centimeters. It goes over it and marked it as a threshold in the map, but it couldn't handle a double stack threshold. The DJI Romo P does not have the lifting system to climb over higher thresholds. And now let's look at cleaning. The full test video is linked below. But here are the results that matter. Hard floors first, and the story is simple. Pickup is good. Right in line with the other high-end machines I have tested. Nothing spectacular, nothing worrying. One thing about these clips, I had the large particle boost switch on. Normally I keep it off, because the DJI Romo P fires that boost up at basically every obstacle and every wall it meets. Instead of a calm robot humming quietly in the background, you get one that spikes in volume every minute. In my house, it stays off. The doormat, it is the same story. Nothing special to report. It did more than a decent job. And then the thin rug. And this is the good part. It does not bunch the rug up at all. Not a little, not at the edges, not at all. It rolls straight over it and it cleans it. By far the best result I have ever recorded on this type of rug. And this is where navigation quality bleeds straight into cleaning quality. It gets on it like it isn't even there. It reads the floor as a carpet, fires up the boost, but even at the sides, it does not eat the hairs off the thin carpet. But then the HEPA carpet. This did not go well. It got stuck twice, both times with the brush caught in a HEPA, and I could not finish the run. The HEPA carpet is a genuine problem for a lot of devices, but I did not see this coming. The MOVA Mobius 60 flagged individual hairs as obstacles and failed, but I thought the DJI Romo P would ace this test. But sadly, the main brush got stuck in the HEPAs. So if you have thick HEPA rugs, be realistic about that. Whatever batches on the lid, High-pile carpets cause problems. Before we go to the stain removal test, something felt off to me during testing, so I went back into the spec sheet. My honest first impression, before any measurement, was that the mopping performance was a little behind the direct competition in my house, the MOVA Mobius 60. My floor after a Romo P run was clean, but just not quite that squeaky clean feeling I get from the MOVA. DJI advertises 12 newtons of downward force. You see that number everywhere, but read it carefully because those 12 newtons are what the base station applies to the pads while it washes them. That is a dock specification and not the pressure on the floor. A German reviewer measured the actual floor contact pressure at roughly 5 newtons. The MOVA Mobius 60 puts its 12 newtons genuinely on the floor. So the feeling is not me imagining things. This is not me calling the Romo P weak. 5 newtons is a normal figure. It is just noticeably less than the MOVA, and you can feel it under your feet. The water distribution is very good, even controlled, no puddles, no dry patches. Those thick fluffy pads spread it beautifully. And you get proper control over how many water it leaves behind and what is in that water. Mop with detergent or with a dedicated odor remover, or with plain water only. And that is a bit I really like. You can tell it to follow up with a clean water pass afterwards, so you get the cleaning power without leaving a film of product on your floor. Genuinely thoughtful, and I wish more brands offered it. One honest note on that odor remover, I did not notice any different. It might well be doing something, but I could not tell you what. After a morning of cleaning with the odor remover, I still smell Charlie. And now the hard one, dried ketchup and dried jam. These set drying for a full day, so it is not daily dirt, but it shows clearly what a machine can and cannot scrub away. And it struggled quite a bit. 5 passes to clear those stains. The MOVA Mobius 60 did it in 2.5. On stain removal, this sits closer to the Xiaomi Robot Vacuum 5 than the MOVA. Not bad, but a little behind the MOVA in that regard. But after finding out it applied 5 newtons instead of 12, I knew it would be having a harder time removing these stains than the MOVA. And there is one design choice that makes it worse in my opinion. It cannot lift its side brush. So while it works on a sticky stain, that brush sweeps straight through the ketchup and jam. At this price, in this class, that is a miss. It sounds like I'm quite critical of the mopping performance, but let me balance everything out, because this is what matters far more in daily life than the real stain test. Look at the dirty water in the dirty water tank after a normal run. This is one day. That is what was sitting on my floor before the robot went over it. And it looks like that every day. So for everyday dirt, the DJI Romo P does its job more than good enough. The only thing I keep coming back to is that after a MOVA Mobius 60 run, my floor still just feels a little bit cleaner. So for everyday dirt, the DJI Romo does its job more than good enough. And now let's look at the app experience. For a first generation product, the app is good, and they have thought about a lot. Scheduling is a highlight. You can build several cleaning routines and plan them per day, laid out clearly enough that you will actually use it rather than setting it once and never opening it again. And several updates came through while I had it, and that matters a lot. A company still actively working on their products is a company I trust a little bit more with my money. They even changed the voice 3 times. My favorite was the second one, a lovely British accent. I rely. There is also a button on the base station. You can set in the app what cleaning run the device will perform after pressing that button. Very nice and easy. This device also supports voice commands that work properly. But there are things missing, and a few of them matter. First, the map does not show you where the fixed obstacles are. On Dreame, MOVA and Roborock you get shading where the permanent stuff sits, so you can use that without realizing it. You can see roughly where the sofa is, where the cabinet is. The DJI app shows none of it. So when I send it out to clean in one specific spot, I have far fewer reference points to aim with. Sounds small, but use it daily, it is not. But when you select a part to clean and press start cleaning, then the obstacles show up. Second, you cannot see the difference where it only vacuumed and where it mopped. It uses the same line, so you can't visually see its progress in the process. Third, you cannot set floor types, so you cannot tell it to clean in the direction your floor was laid, which is the thing that actually helps with pickup performance and mopping performance. The Romo P always works along the length of the room. Longer than it is wide, it goes lengthways. Wider than it is long, it goes across. It decides, not you. Fourth, you cannot place threshold or rugs manually. It spots them itself and it does that very well, but there is no override. And that is where my coffee table idea died. And the fifth complaint is that you cannot set it to completely ignore an obstacle. That is the pattern. This app trusts its own eyes completely and gives you almost no way to overrule it. When the eyes are this good, that works most of the time. But on the days you disagree, you have nowhere to go. Also, the pet mode is something that didn't do a lot for me. Everything else considered, most of the useful functions are covered. And for a first generation effort, I'm impressed rather than disappointed. Oh, and one more feature, since it got a lot of attention, you can look through the camera and drive the robot around as a rolling spy in your house. It sits behind a password and it was locked down properly after the negative publicity right after the launch, which was the right call. It works well and a fun toy to irritate Charlie. But for me, overall, it is a gimmick. I used it a handful of times to show people, then never opened it again. If that is why you are buying this machine, buy it for the navigation instead. And if you just want to fly or drive around with a camera in front of it, just buy a drone. But so, where does that leave us? The best navigator I have ever tested, by a distance. Nothing else in this house reads a room the way the DJI Romo P does. But pickup and stain removal are good, rather than exceptional. And that matters for your wallet. A good mid-ranger does this part almost as well. You are not paying flagship money for flagship cleaning here. You are paying it for the brains. A design I think is fantastic. Maintenance that has been effectively zero. A dock that washes mop pads better than anything I have ever used, but cannot park those pads and makes far too much noise for a long time. And a robot that is fantastically quiet as long as large particle boost stays off. A couple of real annoying flaws, and yet it is still one of my favorite devices, because living with a robot that never gets stuck, never eats a cable, and never bunches up your rug is genuinely a different experience from a device that maybe scrubs a little bit harder but needs to be rescued from time to time. DJI built an unbelievable brain but put it in a body that pushes a little softer than the competition. I had to return it last week to the PR company, and I'm not kidding. Even my wife said she missed the DJI Romo P. Even though she hated the looks, she said she still missed it. The navigation on this device is so smooth and the noise levels are so nice, it feels a lot less erratic than the other devices I have in my home. So the simple version. If you have thick HEPA carpets or have heavy dry-on stains on your floor daily, look elsewhere. Hard floors, a dog, kids, cables, clutter, normal life. I have not tested anything that handles that better. The DJI Romo P is not the cheapest device and it is certainly not perfect, but this is in my opinion the best set and forget machine combined with the best machine to run while you are in the same room. If DJI fixes a few flaws, I'd be happy to get my hands on the DJI Romo P too. After this experience, I'm really looking forward to that device. And remember, this video is not sponsored. One of the upcoming videos is the MOVA Mobius 60 versus the DJI Romo P, a head-to-head battle. I already compared them a lot in my other videos because I had them in my house the same time, so I'll try to keep that video short and sweet. But it looks a lot like both companies had different main priorities when they designed their devices. Two great machines with different strong points and weaknesses. And as always, a big thank you to my friends at Robostofzuigers.nl. If you live in the Netherlands or Belgium, have a look through the link in the description. Their service is great and you can pick up a lot of devices on their website, including the DJI devices. And DJI, if you are watching, I will gladly test the DJI Romo A and DJI Romo S as well. Let me know in the comments where you land on this one. The best navigator or the strongest scrubber. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Peace. And I've used this device a lot in the past 1.5 months, and I used this device a lot in the every convenience. That probably explains the cleaning. That probably explains the cleaning quality. A function. It does not bunch the rub up individual hairs as obstacles and failed. So you can't visually see its progress in the process. Its progress in the process. Fourth. Number 4. Third, fourth. Or you have heavy dried or have heavy. fourth.